So TJ Oshie makes his return in that Winnipeg game, played 16-plus minutes. Great to see him back after that scary-looking injury a few weeks ago against Tampa. How did you think he held up? And he's got a big milestone coming up. He's just 3 games away from playing in his 1,000th career NHL game. Less than 400 people have ever reached that number dating back 107 years. So big one coming up for TJ.
Yeah, it was good to get him back in game action. I think that was the main sort of hurdle to get out of that game and be able to feel good physically through it. It was a really tough game for him to play in just because, we were on our heels and Winnipeg, controlled majority of the play. So from an actual tactical X's and O's, how his shifts look, I sort of throw that out the window. It was more about him. How did he feel physically? Did he feel like he was explosive? Did he feel like he was pain-free? And all of that checked out great. So really good sign. And for him to, again, play tonight against Edmonton and as he inches closer to that, like you said, that big number.
Going back a few games, it was really fun to see Miro pot his first NHL goal. And I think you touched on it. Like he didn't seem like he knew how to react. You saw Ovi give him the face wash on the bench. I mean, just a great scene for a guy who's, obviously been through the Hodgkin's lymphoma, battled a lot of adversity. Really fun to see him get on the board and score that first NHL goal.
Yeah, I was so happy for him and so proud. 20 years old and to accomplish that against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and he, you could just see. And I talked to him as his parents were able to watch, and I guess his dad saw it, a couple of minutes after, and his aunt called and said, "Miro score." It just is. Those moments are, as a coach, you just can't. You just can't make that stuff up. It's like you just get because you can think about what Miro's been through and being a minor hockey player and growing up and just wanting to play in the NHL, and then all the work and sacrifice from his parents and everything that he's gone through to play in the NHL and score his first goal. What an incredible moment. And to do it there, his lifelong idol, and is right there next to him. That we'll be watching that in 20 years of that moment.
Are you surprised at how the Oilers turned it around after they stubbed their toe at the beginning of the season? 5-12-1 out of the gates. I was looking at them early, like, what's going on with them? They weren't scoring; they're just dropping games.
And they won 16 in a row.
Since that point, 34-9-2. I mean, that's quite a turnaround.
Yeah, since they played us that game in our building, right. I think they've got the best record in the NHL. I'll be honest with you, I'm not surprised because there's two things. They're at the beginning of the year, even though they weren't winning games, which, you got to find ways to win games. Their analytics, like their underlying numbers, were still really, really good. They just couldn't finish. They couldn't score. They were sort of like us at the beginning of the year where you were just like, how is this puck not going in constantly? So they had that, and then their goaltending really struggled. So when you have a combination of you're not finishing on your chances, even though you're carrying the play, everything looks good, and you're not getting saves. I mean, that's a kiss of death in the National Hockey League to win games and get points. So it's not surprising to me. They always were controlling play and generating a ton of offense and ozone time and all that stuff that they do at such a high level.
In your opinion, who's the best team in the league right now? In your opinion? I mean, Florida has the most points, but do you think they're the best team?
Yeah. Oh.
That put you on the spot. Sorry, Coach.
You did. Gosh, there's a lot of good teams. I mean, that's tough. Winnipeg, I really liked their team. Florida is obviously, and we've seen them a lot, right? Like we've got a firsthand look at them. I think Florida is a really, really difficult team to play against, and I think come playoff time too, they're going to be a handful because of the style of play. And you can see, and it's a little bit unfair because I saw them last year in the second round, and know how their style of play will translate to playoff hockey, and I felt that firsthand. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're a good hockey team.
Coach, I'll give you a layup follow-up to Jason's question. Who's the best team in the AHL right now?
That's easy. That's easy. Hershey Bears.
Hershey
Bears, baby.
42-11,
Wow.
13 points clear of the Providence Bruins. I mean, the Caps AHL affiliate killing it right now. So props to them.
Yeah.
I've forgotten
Yeah,
when we
that's
Maybe you can
easy one.
fly them out to Edmonton.
I've forgotten when we first had Coach on. I remember he had talked about going to Hershey Park with his kids and stuff. What was your favorite ride there?
Oh, okay. So there's this one ride. So there's the new one, Candemonium, which is really good because it's smooth. It's brand new. But the one I like is called the Storm Runner.
Yeah, I know.
And,
I know
and
it.
this, do you know it?
Yeah, sure. It's the one where
Yeah.
it doesn't have the hill taking you up, right? You start flat, and then if I'm
Exactly.
thinking, it shoots you right into the loop, correct, to start the roller coaster?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's
Yeah,
solid.
So you start, and then it takes you whatever, call it 20 feet, and then you stop, and you're just sitting there for maybe a 30 count, and you're just waiting for it, and then all of a sudden it just shoots you out into a full loop.
Wow.
And I like that one because the anticipation, you're sitting there just waiting for it, and then you're just right into the meat of the ride. That's my
It's like a
favorite.
rocket.
Yep. No scaredy cats allowed. Nope. Got to have some bravery to get on that thing.